All right. Welcome back, guys, to another lesson. In this one, I'm going to be discussing my workflow, right? What I do from the start to the very end, what my process is. And as you can see, I have made this beautiful title so that you guys know I take this very seriously again. And yeah, a lot of steps. We're going to get to all of these steps that I've mentioned, right? So yeah, hold on. Oh, okay, go back above, and yeah, so start from step number one, which is going to be clip sourcing. So first of all, what I do, source number one, vidIQ. Now this is an optional thing, right? You guys don't have to buy vidIQ or anything. I just have it. And what vidIQ basically does is that it will give me all of the analytics of my channel, and based on that it gives me daily ideas what the next short should be, right? What my whether it's going to be Shark Tank, is going to be something else. It gives me all the content ideas, so I always check vidIQ to see which video idea is going to be the best, and it gives me all of the tiers as well. So like they're going to tell me these are the top 8 which can go super viral, right? The probability is very high. Then we have some high ones, just so the first is very high probability, then we have high, medium and low. So I just check the high, very high ones, right? And the recent poppy short that popped off, I think like it has, I don't know, like 13 million views now combined on all social media platforms. That came through vidIQ. Source 2 is Instagram Reels. So whenever I'm scrolling at the gym, whatever, through my alt account, I'm finding the best clips, and through there I'm basically sending them or saving them to my account, and I basically save them, and when I want a clip, I will look at those saved reels and I will take my inspiration or just replicate the short completely, right, with my style and everything. So that is the second sourcing that I do. So whether I will is going to be I find a clip through vidIQ, or it's going to be I find a clip through Instagram Reels, right? Then, so if I find a clip from vidIQ, I'm going to be it gives me a title as well, right? What the title should be, and I put that title in YouTube Shorts. Not YouTube Shorts, just on YouTube. For example, I remember it gave for Poppy, it gave me Poppy's viral success on Shark Tank. So I just put that there, and it gave me all of the materials I needed, right? For example, it gave me the original Poppy pitch, so I downloaded that. Some bits, I had to download as well, but that didn't come through that search. I had to do my own searching to find some good podcast and some good news about the whole Poppy thing. But that's how I do it, right? It gives me a title, I put that title, and I find the original source of the clip first of all, and then I do for extra storytelling, I find extra clips to make the clip even more interesting. You can check the Poppy short, by the way, on Instagram, on anywhere, not only on Instagram, and you can see how I did it. But use Filmot. Yeah, so on Instagram, this is not for you. Filmot is not for vidIQ. On Instagram, for example, if I find a clip through a famous podcast, right, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this, and first of all I have to find the clip, right? Now preferably, what my dream scenario is always is that I know who this guy is, I know what the podcast is. So I'm just like, for example, if I find a podcast on Jack Neal, right, I know the guy, right? Jack Neal and Tristan Tate, so I know both of them. So I'm gonna just type in Jack Neal, Tristan Tate, and then I'm gonna go to the YouTube, the YouTube video. I'm gonna go in the show transcript, and I'm gonna just Control F and type in whatever set of words which were said inside the reel, so that I find the exact moment. So that is my second sourcing method if I'm sourcing it through an Instagram reel. Now step 2 is downloading clips. I use Snap Downloader, as you guys can see. Snap Downloader, this is a paid, it's not a subscription, it's just a one-time purchase. I literally bought this for $35. I'm looking to give you guys a complete YouTube to MP4 downloader as well, but I'm gonna announce it whenever it's there. It's in the pipelines. But yeah, so right now I just use Snap Downloader, lifetime lessons, grab some contextual seconds before and after the key moment. Yeah, so whenever I download the clip and then I put it into Premiere, I have the pitch, right? The base pitch. If it's on Shark Tank, I have the base pitch and some podcast clips. But I start off with a lot of content, so that, and then I just shrink it down, eventually to the perfect 30 to 45 seconds, right? The reason I do this is because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything important. So I start with big chunks of content, skim through all of them, but eventually just narrow down to that perfect those seconds. Step 3 is importing to Premiere Pro. Cut the main moment, add some lead in. The same point again. Pick the music track. Now, once I'm done with my clip cutting, now I'm gonna select my music track. Now this is important. The reason I do this is because I am a guy who likes to vision things, right? This is how I've always been. So I'm gonna make my cuts. Now I'm gonna select the music for that. So based on how the clip is, based on the vibe the clip is giving me, it's motivating, deep, sad, happy, energetic, weird, or anything. I just analyze it, go through my Instagram reels, not Instagram reels. I go through my Telegram music library, check that you guys have access to, by the way, as well. Check the those libraries, check for the best music, and then I check some trending songs on YouTube overall as well. I might scroll some shorts to find like trending music, but eventually I will find the music track, right? When I find the music track, I will go and put that music track there. The reason I like I've told you, I've done music selection this early is because I like to vision things. And now that I have the music track, I'm going to vision, like I'm just gonna watch the clip couple of times with the music, so that I get the idea. Okay, so what this shot is going to be like, what the cuts are going to be like, what the transition, what the overlays are going to be like, how is this going to sound, right? So okay, so we're going to go here, step 4, right, which leads to this visual style planning. Watch the raw edit 2 to 3 to envision the final style. Decide which editing style is best. Abundance wisdom style, the normal one. Music media code DX, this is DX shorts. Aesthetic IG captions, story heavy formats, right? So this is just this is not the correct one, but my style is not one style, right? I'm not my brand is not famous for one style only, right? It's famous for multiple styles. So I might do my other ones, music media co ones, like it's like whatever the music gives me, right? Whatever the vibe is, I base my style on that, right? I change my style on that, right? So step 5 is overlay design. Now that I know the style, now that I know the vibe, now that I know the music track, now that I know the clips, I'm gonna do my overlay design, right? Storytelling clips, add more relevant movie overlays, search YouTube action scene from movie. So for example, if my podcast clip, whatever, includes a part where the guy is saying sipping a cup of tea, right? So I will go into YouTube, type in sipping a cup of tea scene, so that I find movie scenes related to sipping a cup of tea, right? If I find, amazing. If I don't find, if I'm gonna do some more digging, right? Preferably if I know some movies that that contain these kind of scenes, that's amazing, right? But it's not always that, especially for me, because I don't watch any movies. If not found, then I fall back to Enviro Elements overlays, right? So this is my last resort. So I just stick to Enviro Elements overlay because I know I'll find something there eventually. Overlays only if they enhance the message. This is important because in every single, I don't put overlays in every short, right? All shorts don't contain overlays. It's just that some shorts which give the vibe that they need overlays in order to enhance the messaging, in order to add more visual effects, then I do the overlays. For example, and when I do Shark Tank pitches, they don't need overlays because those are already like highly produced stuff, you know, with different camera angles and everything. So it doesn't have the need to do overlays, right? So if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna put overlays there as well, it might not need overlays, right? So save your time, actually look at the vibe, feel the shot if it actually needs overlays. If it does not, don't do overlays. Step 6 is head tracking. So when you're done with the overlays, the clip cutting, music selection, you're going to do the head tracking. I do the head tracking, not you. I'm just explaining my workflow here. And use dynamic linking. Obviously, when I'm done with my cutting and everything, I've done the whole process. Okay, so this is like, my projects are not open, but I'm going to do my whole sequence, right? It's going to have the overlays, it's going to have the music track, it's going to have the cuts and everything, and then I just import the talking head parts where the person is actually in the camera talking. I export those cuts to After Effects, not export, like dynamically linked it, so replace with After Effects composition. I don't replace with After Effects composition the overlays, right, because they don't need any head tracking. So I just use the parts where for example, if this is, you know, if I'm here, I'm speaking, I'm going to export myself talking into After Effects, right? If there's some random overlay of a mountain, that doesn't need head tracking, so why should I, you know, put it there? So I'm going to do the head tracking. I don't know, you guys know the head tracking lesson, you can check it out. And that's it, right? Head tracking done. When we're done with head tracking, we're going to do the step 7, which is clip, enhancement, and cutting. Now when I'm done with cutting, clip selection, music selection, head tracking, then I do, and by the way, there are no effects right now, no keyframes, no nothing, no transition, nothing, no captions, nothing. Literally, this is just raw. This just contains head tracking, overlays, and cuts, nothing else. I'm gonna throw it into Topaz AI, and I'm gonna export it from Premiere in QuickTime, render at maximum depth, render at maximum quality. You can check out the Topaz lessons in the AI integration module. Scene detect or manually cut in on angle switches. So first of all, I'm going to explain this point first. I'm going to throw it into Topaz AI. I'm using currently the Iris preset that I've given you guys as well. I'm using that these days. Scene edit, detect, or manually cut on angle switches. When I'm done with the enhancement, right? Topaz enhanced my videos. I've put it back into Premiere. I will scene detect or manually cut on angle switches. So because now the cuts are not cuts anymore, it's just one video because I've exported it and enhanced it, right? So it's one block. So I have to do the cuts again on camera angles. So I can either do right click and I can do scene edit detection, little editing hacks, you can check that lesson out, or I can just, you know, manually go through each frame and, you know, make cuts myself. Right now, color label cuts, this is important as well. So when I've made, again, like I've marked all of the cuts where the camera angles are changing, I basically label all the cuts with different colors, right? So blue is for zoom ins, red is for zoom outs, yellow is combined with blue and red sometimes. So blue to yellow is going to zoom in, then is from when the yellow starts, it zooms in more, but on blue to on red to yellow, it's zooming out and it zooms in, right? So like that, this is my thing, right? So I'm going to label my cuts, right? And I've told you guys inside of the 3 editing softwares, I've told you exactly how to do it, right? But this is like an optional step. I just do it just so that I can make things easier for my future self when I'm editing. Duplicate, cuts layer, and label everything clearly for AE import, right? So now that I've done my cuts, now that I've colored the cuts as well, where I want the zoom out, where I want the zoom ins, and I do, by the way, also do a green color as well, green label, that is for D curves. So it zooms out and it zooms out and zooms in like that, right? Zooms out, zoom in. It's a D curve. You guys can check the strong blur mode curves lesson out in the transitions. I think it's in zooms. But those are all the labeling, right? So once I am done with cutting the footage, now labeling each with colors of its own, I will actually duplicate it, right? Duplicate it so that I can export the previous one, right, inside of After Effects. Because when I again replace with After Effects composition, it's just going to become a big red block, right? And the reason I've duplicated it, because when I export that layer into After Effects, it's not gonna export the colors, the label colors also. So I have to look into Premiere and do the color labeling in After Effects again, right? You guys can do color labeling in After Effects from the get-go, so that you save time. I just like to do it because I like just Premiere Pro better for those kind of things. So I'm gonna look back into Premiere, check and go back into After Effects, check where I did red, yellow, green, all of those colors, do the colors again, and I'm finished there, right, for the cuts and labeling. Now captioning, everything is done. Let's move on to captions, right? So based on whatever style I am doing, I will make my captions, whether it's music media style, my style, normal DX short style. I'm gonna make my captions, right? Based on my captions, I will export it, and I will, do the relevant lessons that I've given you guys, do the process. For example, if it's the normal morph caption animation style, I will just make the captions, apply the, you guys can follow the lessons inside of the caption effects module. I will do everything. The reason I'm not explaining and I'm just talking to you guys here, by the way, is just that because I've explained all of these things pretty much inside of the school. So I'm just here to just explain my workflow, right? So captioning is done, right? I just do whatever I've told you guys to do inside of the lessons. I put it back into Premiere. I do the export again, because pretty much on all, regardless of the captions, I always put it into Premiere first and replace with After Effects composition inside of the After Effects, right? And pretty much on all captions, I have the deep glow and the pre-compose effects caps same, right? The presets are same. I've given you guys the presets as well, right? So once I'm done with that, once the captions are made, I've applied the deep glow, I've applied the drop shadows and everything, I've made the pre-compose layer. Now that I'm gonna put that pre-compose layer on top of my if I can show you guys well. So hold on, I can show you guys. Don't save. So this might take a while to open, but I basically, when I'm done with the cuts, the labeling, the captions, I'm gonna put the caption video layer on top of the previous cut labeling that I've done inside of After Effects. I'm gonna put that there above, and then I'm gonna, by the way, you have just follow the lessons. You guys can follow the lessons, do the coloring, do the caption framing, etc., the keyframes, all of those things. I'm gonna just quickly open my project so that I can actually demonstrate you guys as well. So then we've got the color correction, right? So we've made the captions, the cuts are made, it's labeled, and now let me do it. My throat. So now that I have everything done, I'm gonna do my CCs, right? Color correction, right? I put that above all of the cuts but below the caption there, because I don't want to apply the CC on the captions, right? It's gonna look weird. So I have the custom CC preset that you guys have access to right now as well on the ultimate presets pack. My preset that I use, the color correction presets, and the presets are given inside of, some presets are given inside of the replicating creators module, some presets are given inside of the color correction module. So there are presets literally everywhere. You guys can pick and choose, right? So I think there's, in the whole school, there are color correction presets, there are 10 or 12, I don't know. So yeah, because this is a preset, right, some things might not, I always have to double check whether it's actually fitting the video. So sometimes when I apply the preset on the adjustment layer, the video looks a bit off. Something like sharpen is a bit off, so I have to tone it down. Saturation is a bit up, so I have to tone it down. Sometimes the glow, the optical diffusion is too high, so I have to tone it down. Sometimes I have to tone it up. So all of those things I have to, it's not like I just drag drop the preset and I just export it. No, I have to still double check, still make sure that everything looks perfectly fine, as you can see. So this is actually my like one of my, the recent short that I've made. You can see red, green. These are, you can see all of these labeling. This is indicating what zoom, blur mode curves I will use here, right? And you can see the color, the CC layer, right? This is the CC layer. I'm going to put this here. So After Effects is a bit glitchy right now because this is a very heavy project, but this is the CC layer. FX controls, you can see unsharp mask. I've given you guys this preset, nothing complicated. So I'm gonna, you can see it's above, so I'm gonna enable it. You can see the grading, so it's above, it's above all of the cuts and transitions, but it's below the caption, because I don't want to apply it above the captions, right? So you can see I can enable the captions as well for you guys. You can see that. So that is that, right? I always double check. It's not like I just apply the preset and everything is fine and dandy. Now zooms and blur mode curves. Now this is a fun part. Not exactly. I just listen to some podcast or some music while I'm doing this. After Effects, every single cut, right? Every single cut you guys see here has its own adjustment layer blur mode curves effect. For example, this, right? This, right? These empty things you see here, they probably have an adjustment layer. It's just that they're below, so they're here, right? So every single cut has its own adjustment layer on which the blur mode curves effect has been applied. For example, you can see this is a normal color, so this is a zoom in. So you can see here, this is a zoom in. You can go into Z distance. You can see this is a normal S curve, not an S curve, this is just a normal curve. But for example, on the D curve, if I go on to something green here, for example, you can see the adjustment layer for this Z distance. You can see this is a D curve, right? It zooms out and zooms in again. So yeah, like every single layer has its own adjustment layer. So I do the blur mode curves that way. I will make adjustment layers for each cut, apply the blur mode curves, and I will do individual curve settings for all of them, right? It's not like I just drag drop one blur mode curve setting and apply to that. I'm very nitpicky about this. I check all my cuts, make sure that it's actually flowing with the vibe of the music as well, right? Use blur mode curves, ensure velocity curves, flow match music and emotions, right? Very important, right? Emotions. If it's a very deep, nice, soothing short, I don't do D curves, boom 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 boom, or strong zooms out, because it doesn't suit it, right? It's just a deep, nice short. It doesn't need all of that, right? If it's flashy, then I'll go ham, right? Step 1, transition and animations. You can see, so all of these, right? You see that this adjustment layer, all of these are transitions. So when I'm done with the captions, when I'm done with the video, zoom in, zoom out, all of those, the final step for me is the transition. So I just do all of the transition effects, and I've told you guys, I've given you guys all of the presets to that as well, right? You can check the replicating creators module, you can check the transitions, you can check the ultimate preset pack, you can check my personal presets as well. So you guys are loaded with presets, right? So you don't have to worry about making your presets or anything. So I do all of my transition effects, choose based on vibe. Again, vibe is very important, right? I analyze the vibe, what's going on, and then I choose my transitions. It's not like I just have a set of transitions that I do again. I have to make sure that everything suits nice. If it's again deep, cool short, I just stick to some basic fade in, fades out, right? Nothing crazy. If it's flashy, then I'll go again. I'll tune it up a bit. Step 12, when I'm done with everything, I'll just make sure that I put a call to action at the end of the video. So I'll go back into Premiere, after the After Effects composition, I'll just apply my CTA video. This is a pre-made video that I've made. Like I just make it like around once a month or twice, once to every 2 months. I just have one video exported and I put the CTA there. So I make technically two shorts for each short. One is an Instagram variation, the second is the YouTube variation, right? So for the Instagram variation, it's the CTA is comment access at the end of the video that you guys see every time when I post a short, and for YouTube it's actually link in profile, right? So you can see that platform specific CTAs. Step 13, right, is the final export. So when I've put the CTA, the transitions, the zoom ins, all of that is there now. I will do my final export, right? Everything is done. I've double checked everything, transition, zoom ins, captions, color grading, everything looks spicy, nice. CTA is there, everything is there. I will do my final export. Now I've done it. I haven't done any sound effects yet. Now the reason I don't do sound effects before the final export is because by this time my project has gotten so heavy, right, because of all of the plugins and everything, that if I skim through it, it's very hard for me to get a smooth playback. So that's why I export it first, put it back so that I can look through the exported video so that I can put the sound effects accurately, right? So that is that, right? When I do the export, technically I export my video 3 times. So I do my final export, I put it back into Premiere, I then look through the final exported video, everything is looking nice, cool. Okay, now on every single transition effects I will apply the sound effects. I apply the sound effects and then I will do a replace with After Effects composition again, because I have to put the watermark, my watermark, there inside of After Effects as well. Again, the watermark is saved. I make it like once every 2 months, 3 months. Watermark is saved, I put that there, and then I do my sound checks, right? Audio polish, audio balancing, right, making sure that all the audio is completely checked, right? So I will export it in MP3 format, right? I will put it into Google Drive, listen it through my listen it on my phone, listen to it on my phone. If I listen to it, if the music sounds perfect, it's not too loud, not too low, same with sound effects, same with the bass voice, everything looks fine. I am like, okay, this sounds amazing, nice and clean, everything is done. I've done the final export, everything, watermark is there, CTA is there, everything is nice and cool, right? So now I'm gonna do the final export, right? So now I'm gonna do 2 exports, right? So the first export will be the YouTube variation, the second export will be the Instagram variation, right? So there are so the YouTube variation has the watermark, if you want to edit like this, link is in the profile. Now the second variation, the Instagram, has, if you want to edit like this, comment the word access, right? So when I do that, when I export first the After Effects, I change the watermark a little bit, edit it, type in link is in the profile, export it, then I have the YouTube variation done. Go back into After Effects again, do the second export. I will do the instead of link in profile, I will do comment access, do the export again. Now I have the YouTube variation of the short and the Instagram variation of the short done and dusted, right? Now step 15 is the posting workflow, right? Upload the YouTube short. So I upload first of all the YouTube short, right? Not the Instagram one. I upload it on YouTube, right? And while it is uploading now, and I just go into ChatGPT, ask it about, hey, ask it like, I give the scenario, I've made this short, give me some title, this has happened, it's about this, and it gives me titles, right? And now me and ChatGPT will just brainstorm for a couple of minutes and eventually land on a good title that fits the keywords, fits my criteria. If it's if it sparks anxiety, everything is looking good, everything is looking nice, it has keywords, everything is looking perfect, right? then I put that title inside of the YouTube short. Now the YouTube short by this time has been done uploading, and now it is saved as unlisted. I will go back, edit the title, right, because it doesn't have a title right now. Edit the title, and then I will put that title actually in the description as well, because I'm going to be repurposing this. So once I am done with that, right, and sometimes I do hashtags, sometimes I don't really care about hashtags these days. I go into vidIQ again. Now that I've made the title, I will go into vidIQ, check if everything is working nice and clean, right. I will go into vidIQ. Basically it detects that, hey, I've uploaded a new video, let's optimize it, right. So optimization, I will double check with vidIQ if this title actually has decent scores, right. So if it has a score above, I would say like 75, that's fine by me. If it has scores of like 50 or 60, then I'm like, okay, I may have to change this. So I change it. If not, I don't change it. And then I add some tags as well inside of vidIQ. vidIQ is an option where you can just add tags there, and it will be automatically copied to the YouTube short as well. I add my tags, and I again copy the title in the description, because repurpose.io will be taking my short, uploading it on all platforms, and it takes title from the description. So I'm gonna put that there, right. So that's done, right. Now I'm going to actually make it public. Now I've made it public, the short is live. I'm going to pin, I'm going to comment, and I'm going to just make sure that in the pinned comment has my CTA to the school as well. Now that's the YouTube short done, right, done and dusted. Now repurpose.io is going to be repurposing it and uploading it to TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat for me. Done and dusted. In within 2 hours everything is going to be posted there. Instagram version I have to upload manually, so I'm gonna upload it to Google Drive, download it from into my phone, upload it to Google, to Instagram, right. Make sure that you know the title again is perfect. Sometimes I don't even put titles these days. I just put comment access to gain access to the communities, and a few hashtags which have been generated by ChatGPT, right. And I make sure that, you know, if I want to tag some people, I'll tag some people, right. For example, on the Poppy short, I tagged Alison Ellsworth, who's the founder of Poppy, and she actually commented on the video as well, so I tagged her. If Shark Tank shorts, I tag Mark Cuban, Lori Greiner, Kevin O'Leary, all those people. Add my location, post to my story for extra reach as well. Instagram has the function where you can just automatically post the video to the stories as well now, so that you maximize your view reach. So once that is done, I post the short, and I think like I'm pretty much done there, right. Workflow complete, idea cross-platform content in one consistent system, everything optimized for style, emotion, retention, and distribution. Each short equals potential growth across 6+ platforms, right. So I just upload 2 times, but repurpose.io does everything for me, right. I don't upload anywhere, because I've like noticed, and because I run now like 3 brands, right. Because I run Abundance Wisdom, I run Afan Beg, which is the English version, my personal brand, and I run Afan Beg, which is the Urdu version, right, which is my my language, right. So I technically have 3 brands, and all of these brands have all of the social media channels. So I'm currently running technically 15 to 16 channels, right. So I don't have the time to upload content manually now anymore, so that's why I've used repurpose.io, and I just upload it once, and it uploads it for me everywhere. That's what I'm going to be literally doing after I make all of these lessons. I'm going to be making the shorts, editing them, uploading them, and it's going to do everything for me. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys found this very, very useful. This was a very detailed video, 33 minutes. We've crossed 33 minutes now. And yeah, just like I think like, I don't know, was it Andre who suggested me to do this lesson? But I'm very, very happy that I've done this lesson, because now you guys, like, from the ground up, know what my exact process is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this lesson. If you guys want any more, you know, info on this, if you guys have any questions, you can let me know inside the questions submissions tab. That's pretty much it. This was a long one. I will see you guys inside of the next video.